It's 11/11/11, and I'm at a Jordan Maxwell event. For those of you that can't make it, I'm bringing it to you, so I hope you enjoy it. Anyways, everything you think about it, leave me in the comments section. I want to know what you guys are thinking as you're watching this. I believe today's speech is on reptilians. Anyways, enjoy.
Kind of a pre-abduction. I think they abducted you. You just don't know it. They have ways of blocking your mind. Just as we have drugs that will block you out so that they can work on your teeth when you're sound asleep. That's what we can do. They have other ways. They can put your brain to sleep instantly. You'll never know what they do to you.
What percentage do you think's going on like that? What percentage of the people being abducted? 10, 20%?
Some of the best authorities in the subject, like Jacobs, back in Philadelphia, he theorizes 90% of the people on the earth have been ripped off, been abducted. You just don't know it. Because these entities are superior to anything you have ever even dreamed possible. Somebody is able to control the human race and know everything that everybody does, period. I'll tell you what I believe. I have a reason for believing it. I'm totally convinced that no matter how small, insignificant your life experiences are, it's all programmed from day one, period.
So we're basically in the matrix.
That there's
we've been
nothing
given
you're doing, nothing that wasn't already known. No matter how small.
So do you believe that we are given a program like at birth? We don't have the genealogy to our families that we think we do. It's just
You
a
don't have
program.
the, you don't have the
Insert-
family you think you
And
do.
like the metaphysical people or
Let me tell you why I believe that. When I'm saying, I mean the smallest thing. Dropping a spoon on the floor. Somebody could have told you 6 months from now that you were going to do that. Because it's part of your program. Every single thing, period. And let me tell you why I believe that. Because I know a person who has proved that to me over and over again. He tells me things which are going to happen to me like 6 months, 9 months, or a year ahead. But he will give me the date. He gives me the date, which will be on Thursday, on the 14th, etc. And it will be at 3:45. You're going to be with a woman in the car, and there'll be another person standing by the car and another person in the back seat. And you're going to be talking about this and that. She's going to say to you this and that. You're going to say to her. And he gives me the whole thing, exactly how it's going to happen. Then the guy standing outside is going to say this to the guy in the back seat. Now when that happens, remember the sequence. She's going to say something to you, you're going to say it back to her, and this girl's going to say something, and the guy, and it's going to happen at 3:45. And you're going to be on the corner of such and such a street, and on this date and this hour, and tell me if it doesn't happen.
So it's like
And
they
6
have this
months,
whole
9 months
database.
later, exactly at 3:45, I'm sitting in the car with the woman he said with me. Everything is exactly, and when the girl says what she's saying, that's what he said she was going to say. And then the girl behind us says something, and the guy by the car, and I said, I've heard this story before. Now, when you ask the question, how does he do it, that's irrelevant. It's not important. What is important is he can do it. Now, how he does it is not important. The fact that he can do it, that's important. And why is it important? Because it implies nothing happens to you that wasn't already in the program. Nothing. It's just that he has the ability to see the program. Obviously, if he can tell you in minute detail something 7 months or 9 months ahead and gives you down to the minute and what you're going to say, then obviously you don't have any control over nothing, period. So no matter what it is you do, that's your program.
Has he ever tried to rewrite the program?
Different times I've thought about, I'm not about to be there, no. And then I forget about it, because it's 6 months ahead, and 6 months later, I'm right where he said I would be, doing just exactly what I said. And then I introduced him to a very wealthy man back in Tennessee. And this this guy called me, because he used to hear me on national radio, and the guy called me and he said, Jordan, I want you to come back to Tennessee. He said, I want you to come back here on a visit. His name was Larry Besong. He said, I want you to come back here on a visit, and when you get back here, you spend a couple of weeks with me, and you know, you can, and he said, I pretty much own this town, and you can do anything you want here, and one night, we're going to sit down and talk about what you want to do, and I'm going to write you a check. Whatever you want to do, I'm going to finance it. And I said, Larry, I'm very appreciative, and I thank you for that, but I'm not going anywhere. And so he kept asking me, and I didn't. And so finally, he came out to San Diego to meet me. And so I had to go down to the airport because he wanted to see me. I wouldn't go back there, so he came to me. So as I picked him up, I was going to take him back because I was living in Rancho Bernardo. So I thought, I'll take him by the house of this guy who tells me my future all the time.
You know where he lives?
Yeah, oh yeah. So I said, I got a friend I want you to meet. I didn't tell him what he does. But I figured if anybody's going to know who this guy is and what he's really doing, this guy will. So I took him to this fellow's house on the way, and they get along great. We're talking about all kinds of stuff, and he's telling me him about his business back in Indiana, etc. And then my friend says to this new guy, he says, Larry, he says, what the hell happened to you when you were 9 years old? A damn wheel ran over your head? What was that, a hayride or something you were on and a wheel ran over your head? My God, it was a wonder you're still alive. You fell off a damn wheelbarrow. I mean, you fell off a truck. You were on a hayride, and a wheel fell over your head. And he said, you know what? Your wife is the one that made you wealthy. Your wife, you married into money. She's the one that owned the company, and you took it over. And you're a very wealthy man right now because of her. It's her money. And he said, listen, Larry, you've got a place right now. You've got an installation in Belize. You've got a big place in Mexico, and of course you've got the home office in Indiana. You're getting ready to open up a plant in London, and that's going to be your downfall. If you go to London, you're going to lose everything you own, and you're going to go into the poorhouse. Stay out of London, because these guys are criminals. They're getting ready to take you for everything you're worth. You better stay here and put your money in Mexico. Mexico is where the Germans are going to set up their Volkswagen factories. They're going to need you. Chrysler's going to set up stuff there. They're going to need you. The U.S. military is sending big contracts to this city. That's where you are. That's where you stay. Stay out of English. That's a warning. And so he said, and your son, your oldest boy, he carries a gun and he drinks a lot. And you know as well as I do, the boy's crazy. So you better watch this kid because he's going to kill somebody. He's just going to get you in trouble. And so the phone rings. And so he goes to answer his phone, and Larry says, who the hell is this guy? I said, it's my friend. And he said, everything he said was exactly right. I was getting ready to go to England. And I do have. I said, how does he know this? I said, I don't know. I don't ask him. All I know is he knows. So he's able to tell me specific things that are going to happen on a particular day at a particular time, and he's done that many, many times. So I know it's not just a fluke. He's able to do it, anytime he wants to. And so, again, how he does it is not important. The fact that he can do it tells me that there's something going on with us in human life. Nothing is by chance. I mean zero. Your being here tonight is not by chance. My doing this, I wasn't even going to do it. I wasn't even interested in doing it. But here I am doing it. And here I am talking, and you're here. So I've had way too many experiences, and especially over and over and over, people telling me, like this one person does. He tells me things that are going to happen. It gives me the day and the hour and the minute, and every time it happens. So that tells me, I don't know how he does it, but it implies, the implication is that nothing you're doing in your life is by chance, nothing. Everything that happens to you, there's a reason. Somebody else is directing it. Now, if that is true, which in my book it is true, it must be true for everyone. So try and think about what kind of an intelligence there is that exists in this universe that has absolute, total understanding and control over every single minute thing you do, period. Over the whole earth, with everyone. What kind of an intellect, what kind of a wise intellect, knowledgeable power has that kind of a system of thinking? I mean, talk about computer. My God, every single human on the damn planet, and 7 billion people, and the interplay between humans, the wars and love affairs and craziness and business and all this kind of stuff, and somebody, somewhere, knows it all. Period. That at any time they could just point out something's going to happen to you 6 months from now and give you the date, the time of the. So that implies that there's more going on with this human life than what we even begin to imagine.
Well, they say we live in a hologram, right?
Yeah, the whole thing could be a hologram.
It's pre-programmed then, right?
What do you think about,
Program
since the
hologram.
moon is the construct, what if that's the mainframe?
Well, I'm sure that the moon is artificial.
But what if it is the mainframe computer that is operating all of these programs?
Who knows?